Welcome everyone. This video is about question 39 of ICAP question bank. We will solve this question in accordance with latest tax law for tax year 2023. To get maximum benefit, please keep along your question book, your notes files and your notebook. And of course, your calculator. Please read the question carefully. You can pause video to read it. Please note that the taxpayer in this question is an individual. Mr. Assad, who owns some buildings. Have a look at requirement of question. You are required to compute income under the head, Income from Property. First information is about annual rent received from tenant. Mention it in your solution. Rupees 1.8 million is the amount of rent received. Rent received also includes amount of rupees 600,000 for 3 years. Please note this point that 600,000 is already part of 1.8 million. It has also been mentioned that the taxpayer is following accrual basis of accounting. Please note that under property income, rent is always included in taxable income on accrual basis. Whether the question tell you about this or not, you should always follow accrual basis. Let's solve it. 3 years amount is rupees 600,000. If we want to work out 1 year amount, simply divide it by 3. So each year amount comes to rupees 200,000. While using accrual basis, only current year's amount will be included in taxable income. Therefore only 200,000 out of total 600,000 will be part of property income. First deduct rupees 600,000 from total rent received. Then add back current year portion of 200,000. Next information is about depreciation on building under tax law. Please note that there is a list of expenses given in section 15A which can be deducted from income from property. If any expense is not listed in section 15A, then it cannot be deducted from property income. So rupees 400,000 will have no impact on our calculations. Next information is about property tax of rupees 100,000. Recall notes slide for section 15A. The list of expenses include amount of any taxes paid. Therefore property tax can be deducted from property income. Mention this expense in your solution. Rupees 100,000 will be deducted as allowable expense. Next information is about municipal taxes of rupees 100,000. Interesting point is that this expense has not been incurred by Mr. Assad. Instead, tenant has agreed to pay it. This simply means that tenant has agreed to pay this amount as a consideration for using building. Mention municipal tax of rupees 100,000 as allowable expense. Since tenant has paid an expense of Mr. Assad, therefore same amount will also be treated as income of Mr. Assad. Next information is about general administration expense of rupees 200,000. Recall notes slide. Administrative expenses are allowed maximum up to 4% of rent chargeable to tax. Let's solve it in our solution. First calculate rent chargeable to tax. We will abbreviate it as RCT. Amount comes to rupees 1.5 million. Don't forget that in case of building, a repair allowance equal to 1/5 of RCT is allowed as deduction. This repair allowance is always deducted in case of building. Amount comes to rupees 300,000. Let's now talk about administrative expense of rupees 200,000. 4% of RCT is rupees 60,000. Only 60,000 will be allowed as deduction. Working is complete now. Make total of expenses. Total allowable expense is rupees 560,000. Deduct expense total from RCT to calculate taxable income. Taxable income under the head property income is rupees 940,000. Congratulations! You did it! Your answer is complete now. You can ask your questions in comments section. See you all in our next video.